Hey there, guys. It's John C. Morley, Sir Entrepreneur here, coming at you tonight, which is May 31st, last day of May, everyone. And tomorrow's going to be June 1st. Can't believe it already. Wow. Popping degrees of 90 degrees and higher, and it's supposed to keep climbing. And it doesn't seem to be any cold relief anytime soon. Anyway, great to have you here tonight. And for those of you that are new, you're going to notice right now on your screen, you will see a QR code. Just take your phone and use it to scan that QR code. Once you do, it'll direct you over to my link tree with lots of great information to help you become a better version of yourself and help others become better versions of themselves as well. Every single week, starting with Saturday, we put a new master topic together. And every day we have some sub-modalities of that topic. If you're coming back, well, welcome back, my friends, colleagues, and associates. Great to have you here. And I hope some of the new people become just as loyal as all of you. You know, we never take a vacation from becoming a better version of ourselves. I don't care whether you're actually on a vacation or whether you just need a rest. You always need to keep working on yourself. That is really important. The level to which you work on yourself might change, but you always have to keep doing it. That is really very vital for your success and the success of your continued future. Of course, you all know that. And so our topic for tonight is how to crack your egg, series episode number 4. All right, so let's get into this, shall we? When I talk about cracking your egg, what I want to talk about tonight is something that a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs, they have issues with. And they worry about the fact that people don't like them. And that if people don't like them, then, they're not going to be successful. I have to tell you something. If you don't have at least 1 or 2 or 3 people that are a little bit on the fence about you, then you're probably not trying hard enough. Because if everybody loves you and likes you, see, that's not what's going to get you success. You see, when you're pushing your envelope just a little bit further, it's going to cause people to get a little nervous, a little anxious about you. Not that you're doing anything wrong or bad. It's just they're going to perceive that as, oh my gosh, what are they doing? Hey, Kenny, how are you tonight? Yes, very, very carefully. Exactly. So we have to understand that the only one we have to make happy is ourselves. Of course, we want to make our clients happy. But if somebody out there, before you become accepted in your business world or in your personal world, doesn't like you, don't lose sleep over it. Because if you do, then you're going to bring yourself down. And so there's so many people that were so close to making it to the top, and they fell off the ladder, hypothetically or proverbially, because everyone else said they weren't going to make it. And they kept believing what other people said. Remember, I said to you have to believe before you can achieve. Remember, go to believemeachieve.com, as I told you, for a lot of great stuff. And so when people understand that they have something, they always need, a lot of people seem to need like a pat on the back. You don't need a pat on the back being an entrepreneur, being a serial entrepreneur. Your pat on the back is the fact that you're solving a pain in the marketplace, that you're becoming somebody that's an expert, someone that people will come to when they have those problems. So many people I've talked to, oh, John, this isn't going to work out. Why not? Well, I talked to my friend. Well, is your friend in the ice cream business? No, but his brother was in the trucking business. And he said, trucking business, ice cream business, they're 2 totally different businesses. Yeah, but he said it's hard, or all businesses are a little challenging. But I'm telling you, even your parents will try to dissuade you because they care about you and they love you, and they don't want anything to happen to you. But the truth of the matter is, you need to realize it's okay to fall down. Just be sure to pick yourself back up again. A wise man once said, failure is not failure. Okay? Unless you've quit. Now, if you failed, it doesn't mean you've quit. It just means you failed. And then you can retry again. again and again and again. But so many people get hung up with the emotions. Oh, they didn't think I'm good enough. Well, why do you care if they think you're good enough? Do you think Eli Manning or Peyton or Reggie Jackson really cared that he was good enough? He knew he was good. So you got to believe that from within inside here, your heart. There are going to be people that are going to try to mess up your course and put more obstacles in your way. Your job is to make sure that you go around those obstacles, hop over those obstacles, go through those obstacles, right? And when you do, you get that sense of accomplishment. So if you told me, hey, John, I was just starting to learn this new business and I failed. Why do you think you failed? I don't know. I've done this so many times and I've lost so much money and I barely can pay my bills right now. You haven't failed. You're learning a very important lesson of what doesn't work in business. You need to be creative. You need to realize that it's not about the money first. It's about your passion and your desire to help others. When you do that, other people will see that and be like, huh, I think I should talk to John. I think I should talk to Mike. I think I should talk to Bob. I think I should talk to Kristen. So many people in our world have gotten, I'll say, shell-shocked and brain overwritten by people that are putting programs in their head to try to keep them safe. They don't need to be kept safe. They need to go and accomplish their goals. Thus, if you're wanting a pat on the back every day, don't go in business. Definitely don't become an entrepreneur. Don't become a serial entrepreneur because you're not going to get that pat on the back. And when you get it, it's going to come with a stabbed hand, meaning that they're going to pat, but then they're going to expect something right back. It's going to be like a gift giving where they take it right back. So don't expect anything, right? And if you get something, great. However, a lot of people say to me, John, this person didn't like me. Okay, get over it. I had a wise gentleman one time that I don't want to say he didn't like me. I thought in the beginning he didn't like me, but what I really learned later on is that it wasn't that he liked me. He was intimidated by me because I had rewritten the book. I had redone the plays in a way that he never knew possible. See, most people will take things very gradually. If there's a problem, let's think of a china shop. They'll take everything away. They'll unpack the wrong china. They'll put the right china back and vice versa. I don't do that. I don't have time for that. I decide to knock the whole china shop down and rebuild it. Kit and caboodle. I throw the whole china shop away. Now, that might sound harsh, but if you've got nothing that's working, nothing, then you gotta clean out and you gotta start with a purpose. And so when you start with a purpose, other people are gonna be like, huh, I really didn't believe that, but he knows what he's doing. Of course he knows what he's doing. And that's why they're intimidated about you. That's why they want you to stop. That's why they want you to give up, because they don't like the fact that you're in the limelight. You're not doing it to be in the limelight, but they don't like the fact that you're in the limelight, that you're getting more kudos than they are. They don't like it. I said once before, if someone else has won an accolade or an award, celebrate their victory, even if it comes before yours does. Let me say that again. If someone else accomplishes something, celebrate their victory, even if it comes before yours does. See, that shows character, that shows integrity, and that shows a person that is driven to succeed. And anyone that's driven to succeed and help others, is inevitably bound to motivate themselves, right? But sometimes, for whatever reason, the person that is there and pushing just doesn't have that click, doesn't have that time in life. It's not divine timing for them yet. Thus, realize that if you're looking for pats on the back, go get a back massage. I mean, seriously, you can't be in business with a whole bunch of friends. I'm not saying you can't have friends in business. I'm saying that you have to learn this one phrase, and I learned it a long time ago. Whether you're hiring somebody, firing somebody, and let's say something doesn't work out, I used to take everything so personally. Like, oh my gosh, I hate to fire this guy. He's really good, and there's just some minor things. But then I'm like, wait a minute. He's upsetting the whole company. He's making the company less profitable. And he's not willing to change. He's being abstinent. So I go to the person, and first thing I say to them is, I'll just call him Mike. That's his name. I say, hey, Mike, this is an exit interview. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. That's non-negotiable. And we are letting you go today. So we're going to go through why we're letting you go. You can ask any questions, but again, it's not open for any discussion. I just want to make sure you're clear to why we're actually terminating your employment today. And when you do that, the person is going to, first of all, be like shell shocked. I remember the first time I did it. The kid was about 10, 12 years younger than me. And he had gotten written up a couple times for doing things to the incorrect manner. And this was actually his third write-up. And I went on the computer and I said, look, if you look at what we did 2 months ago, then a month ago, and now today, and it's obvious that you don't seem to want to change your ways. And that's fine. And the same token, we need people here that want to grow and that want to take leadership's directions and make the company better. It doesn't seem like that's your interest. And the person seemed all nice and all, but they were very quiet because they didn't know, they didn't expect to be fired. And the next thing that happens, you start going over the compensation package they're going to get when they leave, right? COBRA and the benefits and things like that. Oh, no, I'm not interested in collecting. Okay, fine. Well, here it is if you change your mind. And after the interview, person leaves, the exit interview, get all the proper things back, keys, make sure passcodes are obviously, they've all been reset anyway before the meeting. In fact, that's one important thing. Before you have the meeting, you want to make sure that all their access has been terminated or scheduled to be terminated if you know they're going to be let go at a certain time. That's really important. And I remember about a half hour after the person left, he called me back because I had left him a message. I said, could you call me back? He said, what's the matter? I said, Mike, you left your jacket here. Oh. What I had done there was so interrupting to his life that he completely forgot to take his jacket. And so the goal of somebody who's terminating employment is to make sure that it's done in the most professional manner possible. And it's done with not an issue about the person, but the behavior. And the first thing I tell them is Mike, you're a great guy. You come to work, you have some good morals. And, may the team, they like you. I like you. But, this isn't about this is about business. And we've seen on several occasions, we've noticed from the write-ups that you're not taking our direction. It's actually costing the company money. So I want you to understand that we're letting you go today. It's not personal. It's just business. I think you're a great guy. And when you say those words, it's not personal. It's just business. They do this 180 in their head. So that's why I tell people not to get too friendly with the people that work with them. Be nice with them, take them to lunch or dinner, whatever you want to do, but don't become their friend. Because when you do that and then you try to let them go, oh, gee, man, you let me go. We're best friends. No, we're not best friends. You're a coworker. I'm your boss. We have an acquaintance relationship, and I have respect for you, I have respect for me, but we're not friends in the sense that we go hang out together. Oh, and I think this is hard for a lot of kids coming out of high school and also college. They're, especially the high school kids, they're looking for a friendship. And sometimes the first time they have their job, it can be really challenging. I mean, so very challenging that it could be a real problem. And that problem and that problem is something that is going to really, I mean, affect people. And so it's important to have your policies and procedures, but it's also important to understand that you shouldn't hire your friends. Because if you do, one or two things is going to suffer: your business or your friendship. If you got a great friendship, don't hire your friend. Don't do it. I remember hiring a friend of mine when I started my business in college. Nice guy. And then when he wasn't producing, getting rid of him was not the easiest thing because I couldn't just come out and fire him like, we're best friends. And finally, I had to come to him and say, look, I got to let you go. And when I did that, I came off as this bad guy because I'm not his friend. I mean, friends don't fire each other. No, friends don't hire their friends to work for them. That's number one. Number two, if you've made a friend that started working for you, that's another problem. So, yes, you can be cordial with them. You can celebrate a birthday with them. But again, remember and make sure you do that for everybody, not just for that person. I remember this one kid who came to our company, and he was an intern, and he was working out pretty well. And we found out that he didn't really have a father. His father was in another state. He'd gotten a divorce, just his mom. So our team thought it would be nice to do something for him. So we decided to arrange a night out with him, myself, the whole team, to go to Middle of the Times and give him like a real fun night. We had a special place reserved so we could all cheer on, and it was kind of cool. Well, after that happened, he came back to the office and he became this bratty kid. And I'll call the kid Tim. That was his name. I was like, Tim, you can't do this. Like, oh yeah, come on, John. Yeah, we have to go do that again. Like, no, that was your birthday. It was one thing. And he didn't know how to turn it off. And I had this conversation. I said, Tim, come in my office. So I said, I like you. You're a nice person. But remember, when you're here, this is business. And when we do something for you outside the office, you have to know when to turn that off. When you're at work, you've got to work. And he started telling the team that we were harassing him. Harassing him? I said, we've been nothing but lenient with you. Thus, before you hire somebody, especially younger kids, you got to make sure they understand your culture and they understand the expectations of what it means to do business. And if they don't do business the right way, people that decide, oh, yeah, I couldn't come in today because I was drunk this weekend. I don't care what you do on your own time, but if it affects my business, that's a problem. And you're also not going to do drugs while you're working for me. Now, that might tick a lot of people off too. I've had several people who go get a drug test. Well, why? It's just random drug test, and today it's your day. And giving you such an attitude, and needless to say, they take the test and they fail and they're gone. And they think because we're friends that we're just, oh, John, you can't hold me to that. I've been clean the whole month, and this is the first time I smoke something. You can't do that to me. I'm a homie to you. I'm like, the rules here, and I'm not going to give you any special treatment that I wouldn't give anybody else. I'm treating everyone the same. And so as long as you do that and that person leaves, that's fine. But if you start creating this Quasimodo type society or company where you're going to Oh, I'll let Tim get off with it today because, he's just only 21. Or I'll let Paul get off today because, he's only been with us a month. You're going to be making excuses for everybody to get off for something because of something. Oh, well, it was his aunt's birthday yesterday, or his relative died last week. I mean, what are you going to do? Make excuses for everybody? Realize when you're in business, it's not personal, it's business. Until you get that through your head, you're never going to run your company as a serial entrepreneur and entrepreneur. You're going to be running it as a business person that's pulling their hair out of their head saying, oh my gosh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to lose my friend. Who cares if you lose your friend? First of all, you shouldn't be hiring your friends, number one. And if you have that much of a connection with the person, you shouldn't have hired that person. I mean, that's really exactly right. That's exactly right. No Quasimodo stuff. But a lot of these people, especially the young guys, okay, they come on board and they expect you to take them under their wing. And this becomes challenging when you're trying to mentor them. So mentoring them is okay, but when they become an employee of yours, okay, mentoring is different than mentoring them as an employee. So if you're mentoring somebody, they don't work for you, that's a little bit different. But if you're mentoring them and they're an employee for you, well, then they got to follow the same rules as everybody else. And that's just the name of the game. And you might say, well, gee, John, you shouldn't be bringing cake in for everybody. Well, yeah, if I'm bringing cake in for everybody's birthday, not just one or two people, it's okay to do cake. It's okay to have a little party. It's fine. But you got to treat everybody equally, regardless of race, religion, sexual orientation, doesn't matter. You got to treat everybody equally, and you got to provide a safe workspace. We'll talk more about that another time. And if you can understand this one phrase, ladies and gentlemen, it's not personal. It's just business. Maybe you're doing business with a friend and he owes you some money. And you have a deal where he's going to pay you half of the money. Let's say you have an agreement that he's going to pay you half of the money 30 days after the job and the other half later. But put it in writing. Don't do this verbal nonsense. And then let's say you get to 30 days after the job and he pays you. But now you're waiting another 30 days, you're at 60. So now you're at 65 days. Now you're at 70. So like you go back to say, hey, Jim, when are you going to pay me we said 30 days after job, you'd pay me, which I did. And then 30 days after, which would be 60, you'd pay me the balance. Yeah, John, I'm going to need a little more time. So if you say to them, okay, great, I can give you some more time, but let's put it in writing. I need to know what your situation is because, we had a deal here. And if they say to you, oh, John, we're friends, I'll get it to you when I can. Then it comes to a point, Jim, I got to start charging you interest. It's in the agreement. We signed it. Yeah, but you're not going to charge me. I mean, we're buddies. Hey, Jim, it's not personal. It's just business. Kenny was saying, I mentor many people. I had no punches. I tell it like it is, nothing personal. Exactly. But when you mentor somebody and they don't work for you, it's different than if you mentor somebody and they're a staff member of yours. Because when you mentor somebody, they don't work for you, you're kind of taking them under your wing and you're giving them the business side. But again, you're not really paying them. You're kind of giving them kind of like the 411 of life. That's a little different. When somebody works for you, you can mentor them, even give them the 411 of life, but you have to realize where that's going to be. If your limit is you're going to talk about the job and how you do this, or this is how I was taught, or my father taught me this way, or maybe there's something that happens in the office and there's an argument that happens, or a dispute or harassment between two. You bring them in, you bring the other person and say, look, I don't know if I'm overstepping my bounds here, but I'm just going to give you some advice. You need to lay off what you're doing, because just because you find it to be funny, it's not funny. And it's going to get you in a lot of trouble, us in a lot of trouble, and probably bring some legal challenges against you. And then they suddenly wake up. to what's going on, and they realize it's not a picnic. But remember these words, ladies and gentlemen. It's not personal. It's just business. That's it. It's not personal. It's not personal, Mike. It's just business. And the next time that they want to do something with you, they're going to remember that conversation. And they're going to know they don't want to have that conversation again, because they're going to want to know that you'll still do business with them and that you still have that respect. Because if you damage the personal respect, that trustability of business, it's out the window. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, a pleasure, and an honor to show you tonight how to crack the egg for tonight, which is, yes, you guessed it. How do you deal with the office personnel when you remember the one philosophy of, or anybody in business, it's not personal, it's just business. And the second point is, you got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, to bring your A game to the table. If you don't bring your A game to the table, someone else will, and they'll replace you. And remember, not everyone in this life is going to like you. It's okay. If you don't have a few people that are on the fence about you, then maybe you should be trying a little harder. I hope that you will support, like, and love my channel. Comment below. Has this ever happened to you? Tag your friends, your colleagues, and your associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then go to my YouTube channel, John C Morley serial entrepreneur, and look for that key phrase, help keep our content free. And then make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team that cup of coffee. You know, I'll be so grateful with those pennies and dollars. I'll invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, new staff, and even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content to get you off your butt into action and starting to learn the magic of life. Have yourself a great rest of your evening. And remember this lesson, it's not an easy one to learn. It's not personal. It's just business. Practice it. Say it very naturally. And you'll be amazed at how this little phrase, it's not personal, it's just business, it'll get you a lot of respect. And the mistake of the road that you went down will never happen again, because other people will know that they can't use your friendship to get business favors. I'm going to talk more about this tomorrow, where I'm going to be talking about how do you know when you're not getting a fair share. We're going to talk about cracking the egg tomorrow, and are you getting a fair share with your business, especially when you do barter with them? Or are they taking you over the coals? Have yourself a great rest of your night, and you know I'll be back tomorrow with our next episode with more great fun just for you to help you learn, become a better version of yourself. Have a great night, everyone.